Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays IXION. The Piranesi has awoken and we... resources to mine! I've never looked at it like that in the overlay. That's hilarious. To be avoided? Absolutely. Don't go to the Piranesi. So now we just have to survive. So we're just gonna kind of keep our distance from the ship. I believe it does start to chase us after a certain point. I know for sure it sends stuff after us. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but we're gonna hold steady at 12F here. I think all of our batteries have recharged. We have 5.2 is the smallest amount of motion we could do based on the batteries we have. So we got 2.2 cycles, 2.5, 2.9. The farthest we'd have to go is 4.1, 4, 3, 2.6. So we can move between any of the... This is why you want to find all the planets before you wake the Piranesi up. Is because you want to be able to move to each of them to get out of the way of anything it sends at you. The other thing we want to make sure that we have queued up is we want to make sure we have research going so I don't forget that while we're still moving the ship around. We're still opening cryopods. I think that's fine. Let's make sure our population looks good. We have 12,000 space for people in Sector 2, which isn't enough for all of the pods to be awoken, but it's pretty close. And I'm wondering... This guy's almost done. Once it is, we could think about how we want to reconfigure here to fit even more housing in here. Like, would you want to try and stuff buildings in there? Probably not like that. We'll think about it. We have time. How much can each of you feed? 2,000... Wait a minute. Serves up to 2,800 crew. We could have 5,600 people in this district? And it would be fine? That's crazy. That's a lot of stuff. How is our happiness doing? We got 9 in this sector. And then I think 5 in all the others. 4. 5. 5. Okay. Why are you unhappy? Oh, you don't have a temple. I don't really have a place for a temple down here either. Oh well. That's fine. If I really wanted one, I could kick this guy out of here and then put the temple right there, I think. But I think we'll be fine in here. You got intense propaganda going? You sure do. Yeah, we're gonna just kind of bide our time here. So we might as well kick on. You don't have to be getting people anymore. You two aren't doing anything? Well, let's rectify that. Bad decision by me. Let's see. You do that, and then like this, and then we go primary, secondary, tertiary. Good. And then clear that. And then Nabrak, you can just kind of like chill. we don't need the Nabrak to really be doing anything. We've actually like mined all of this stuff except for ice. So maybe we just put all of the ships, the mining ships, on the ice for now. I could send out a probe, but right now I have a missile launcher, or an anti-missile launcher in our, or the missile countermeasure, I should say. I could dismantle. I don't think that's a good idea, considering the Piranesi is still out there. So we'll hold on to that. If we run out of resources to gather,
Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
Indeed. Thanks, Eden. That's it? That's all you have to say? So how do we fire the countermeasure? Do I just click it? Oh, there it goes. Dude, look at that! Incoming! I can't remember what it looks like once it impacts. What happens? Here it comes! Oh. I'm sorry, that was that was a little less exciting than I thought it would be. We should have this auto build the countermeasure. And then I actually put another stockpile set to hold polymer in this district. That way we know for sure we're set for polymers. Like, guaranteed. Waste treatment's still doing just fine. I'm kind of considering maybe we want the Nihei protocol at some point to be just getting more garbage to be able to recycle more. We could always turn it off if we get too much garbage. So maybe as we knock out some of the research, we'll consider that. Alloys are doing fine, polymers are fine, electronics could be better. But while this whole battle is going on, we'll just be chewing through the silicon that we have. So we should have a backlog. Our steel foundries are actually so gummed up with alloy they can't even make anymore. So we might as well just shut maybe one of them off for now. Maybe even two. You know what? Let's do it. Let's shut off two. And just let the alloys kind of filter through for a little bit. And we can turn the back on it whenever we feel like it. At some point, the Piranesi is going to send its drone fleets after us. And what that does is it basically makes the nodes, and by nodes I mean the planets, of the system hostile to us. And when they're hostile, you take hull damage just by being at that planet. So from then on, you want to keep moving, and then what can happen is...
A drone swarm has been released from the Piranesi.
Very timely.
The swarm aims to intercept the Tiqqun.
What happens then is, like, you can move to that planet, but if you have to move to a planet, you're gonna have to move almost immediately afterwards. So we're gonna hold here for a second while this drone swarm moves in. And right before it gets here, we're gonna move the Tiqqun to 12J here. And then my plan is essentially to bounce around the outside of the system here until 12D. Then we'll move to the unknown structure. We'll move over to 12E and then 12J. And then if we have to keep moving, we'll just try to move in between planets so we don't get ripped apart by the drones. I could have swore there was an art to the drones, but maybe it's when it hits the planet it changes how it looks. Got a little bit of time here. Hold.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
You idiots. I don't have time for this. Just make sure our workers are optimal. You have 130 spare workers. You have 50. You have 80-ish. You guys have 100 and some. And you guys have 30. So, aha! We can tear this guy down now. Do it. Get me even more workers. All right. That's fine. You guys will get better in the hospital. Let's move the Tiqqun to 12J. Away! Time to go. Later, losers. That's about as close as you can cut it. Right on the tail of the ship. Now, I don't know. Do these guys get ripped apart? Or does it not really matter to these dudes? Doesn't look like it really matters to them. I think if your ships intersect with the Piranesi will blow them up. Alright, well, now this planet is hostile to us. No drones, or the drones do exist here, so we will put avoided on that planet. Not that our ships would go there anyway, but just to be safe. Now, I don't know if the Piranesi will actually go after us either. I can't remember. Do we have a countermeasure? We do have a countermeasure, so we're good there. Our hull integrity is depleting a little bit from our movement, but that's not too bad. 7 while moving is pretty good, I'd say. How's our science research going? We're about 50% of the way through the Nihave protocol for the crop farms. High capacity terraces. So when we hit 5,000, everybody will get another stability, which is pretty good. We're on the way to 5,000. Only 800-ish to go.
Piranesi is
Oh!
moving towards us.
See, I keep asking these questions where I'm like, does the Piranesi come after us at some point? and the game's like, just wait a second. Are you moving? Sure is. It's not very fast, thankfully. So basically what this'll, another stockpile? What this'll allow us to do is basically by moving from planet to planet, we have the ability to kind of save or recharge our batteries, and that was why we wanted to research battery charging speed, because the faster you can charge your batteries, the more flexibility you have with where you're traveling to and from, I should say. Another accident, you guys. What am I telling you? There's a war going on in space. For the love of God.
Awaits your attention.
A new request. Are people upset? Probably. Sector 2. It's always Sector 2. I mean, to be fair, that is where most people live in the place. Ooh. Naomi Protocol. Commencing DDoS attack to flood the Eden Vigilance Network. Boop, 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 doop. Administer, this is Leon Hu from Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate. With Eden appearing to be severely dysfunctional, we had to attempt to bypass the usual communication protocols. I don't know if you'll receive this message. I hope that you do. The Piranesi is the biggest threat that we've faced. As soon as the first reports of the Etamanenki's destruction reached our ears, we secretly began to investigate, to find a way to neutralize this new threat. At the center of this system lies the Pulsar 12A, a long interval pulsar. Despite all its power, we think that in its current state, the Piranesi could not withstand a pulse from 12A. However, the Tiqqun would not survive such a pulse either. You must send an expedition to 12A to find a solution. There are a lot of rumors about you. Some say you don't exist, or that you are lost in cryosleep. Some even believe that the Eden is impersonating you. Others, including myself, have faith in you as our administrator. Save the Tiqqun, save this crew, save what's left of humanity. A bomb of a plan! The Pulsar, the monster's awakening. All right, so the plan now, this is what we were holding off for, is we need to send a ship. Is there a reason I can't send the Fakult? Well, it's up to the Seagull now. Don't go into the... Don't take that route. All right, we'll take the long way around. So we'll send the Seagull to 12G. And then we're going to hold off on 12J ourselves for a sec. And basically, I'm not actually going to send the Seagull to 12J. I'm just going to move it out of the way until it gets to a point where it's no longer going to be flying through the Piranesi. There we go. The Piranesi is incredibly slow, thankfully. I thought you already told me about that.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
Launch anti-missile. I'm glad that Eden tells you about that, because it would be a nasty surprise if you were just like puttering around doing your thing and then all of a sudden a missile came flying in through the hull. That would be upsetting. Incoming! I like that the missile has this like weirdo dual trajectory that it doesn't quite understand. Are you guys working on the counter missile? I think I set it up to auto build, but they are working on it. Okay, good, good, good. Just wanted to double triple check that. Very important to have the countermeasures ready to go when needed. Still gathering materials over here. And actually, by us moving to 12J, pretty convenient for the ice and silicon gathering crews. Lucky for them. 22 silicon, 244 silicon. So plenty of silicon left to gather. The Seagull is so slow. I probably should have upgraded the science ship's engines at some point. I'm kind of wondering, instead of moving our way around the system this way, because the Piranesi is so close, I'm kind of thinking it would be more useful to go from 12F to 12J, and then move all the way to 12C over here, because then the Piranesi has to turn and chase us.
Tiqqun self-destruct.
Excuse me.
10 seconds.
You can't do that. Can I...
5 seconds.
Can you counter this, Eden?
1. No Batista self-destruct.
Whoo!
Impossible.
Oh, thank goodness. Thanks, Eden. Good God, could you imagine being on the ship and hearing Eden count down to self-destruction? The protocol has been unlocked. Grand news. They produce 30% more waste. Okay, so now you're working on the fighting dome upgrade. Let's see. I think we would like to work on... Yeah, wall waste recycling is in effect. So why don't we do that for 1 waste per 20 inhabitants over 15 cycles. Or we could do this one, 1 waste per 20 inhabitants. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's just different housing. So we'll do that one first, since most of our people live in normal housing. Have you made it to the place? You have. According to Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate, the Pulsar at the center of the system is the key to defeating the Piranesi. We're in orbit of 12A. The Pulsar is huge. Preliminary analysis confirms the forecasts from Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate. We will do everything we can to find a way to use the power of the Pulsar against the Piranesi. Analyze the Pulsar. It will take 10 cycles. Good God. All right. Well, we've got a countermeasure ready, and the Piranesi is uber slow. You see how slow this thing is? We're gonna wake up all our cryonic pods by the time the dang thing shows up. Okay, we tore down that extra bay. I wonder... Do we want to put you guys here? I kind of think I do. So let's do 1, 2, and that'll get us another 224 population, which creeps us closer to being able to store all of the extra population in Sector 2. I think we will, like all the cryonic pods that we have available, I think we will be able to store all the population in Sector 2 here. We have enough space for it. We have plenty of alloy. Still coming closer. I'm thinking we probably will move once the drone swarm launches, if a drone swarm launches. I guess I'd be surprised if it didn't send one at us, but you never know. I don't know if it can send drone swarms while you're traveling. If it can't, that would be kind of an interesting strategy, is to constantly be on the move as soon as your batteries are recharged. But I've always just kind of held firm on whatever planet I'm sitting on until either...
Cyber attack launched by the Piranesi has disabled several mess halls.
Rude. I need those to eat. Does it tell me how long they're disabled for? Building is not powered. Can I turn them back on? Oh. That's what... So more just to be annoying than anything. It's like, ha 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 ha, I shut off the lights in the cafeteria, and our people are like, ah, damn it, I don't know how to turn the lights back on. Somebody call the supervisor. That's dumb. Oh, I love it. Very silly. Alright, build a new demonic quarter here. I have a big space in front of the temple, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how to use it, though. Could tear out that road. But then it's not connected. Oh, what a mess we're in. Just trying to be as efficient as possible. We could put more housing in here, too. Like 1, 2?
A drone swarm has been released from...
I think we will.
The swarm aims to intercept the Tiqqun.
Sure. I'm not surprised. We're 7 cycles to go. Here they come. And we'll wait, like I said, we'll hold until the very last second. Until we can move the ship. Because it doesn't seem to bother our delivery ships when they fly through the drone swarm. Alright, now's a good time to move, I think. Confirm, 4.1 cycles. It's like the maximum distance we could move really comfortably, I would say. We probably are going to fly through the drone swarm a little bit. Whoop.
Warning.
So,
Piranesi drone controlled area.
they will try to destroy our hull. We must leave now. So you can see when you're in the drone swarm, devastating to your hull. So you really need to get out of there as quick as you can. So we were only in there for a tiny bit. That's okay. And it doesn't seem to affect our delivery ships, thankfully. We'll have them avoid this spot. Alright, there goes the ship. The Piranesi is trying to turn to chase us. We might have to modify where our ships are flying, if depending on the Piranesi's, like, trajectory. Because, like I said, I think if your ships fly into it, they will be exploded. Things are going fine, though. No problem. We're still building plenty of population in Sector 2 here. So this should get us a 450 some, which will be really close to being able to store the rest of our population. And honestly, with the spare population we have in like Sector 1 and Sector 5, and even Sector 4, we have enough space for people to live. Just as for fun, I might crack into Sector 3 here at some point, just to like mess around with that. But for now, we're just going to keep charging the event here and try to get that queued up. Go up even to triple speed here.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
Yeah? Have at it. Suck it. I fire a missile backwards. Have to compensate for counter momentum and whatnot. 3.5 cycles. Nope. It'd be funny if you could overshoot. I mean, it'd be kind of sad if you could overshoot the missile, but it'd be kind of funny. Alright, the Piranesi is really slow, so not super concerned about it. Batteries are still around half, so that's pretty good. And then we'll let them continue to charge. I'm just planning our next move. We don't really want to go through the Magnus Storm if we don't have to. So depending on where the Piranesi ends up moving to, we might have to go to 12J here. Because I'd rather go to 12G and then have the option to go to D. But I think it would be better. Maybe I guess it was a little short-sighted to come all the way back over here. Although it's going to take the Piranesi forever to get over here, so maybe it's not so bad. Just keep charging the event on the Pulsar. And then I think we'll leave off once the event is ready, and then we'll pick up with that next time. So yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the episode, please click the like button, it helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of IXION or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel, make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye everybody!